Imagine holding in your hand a small coin that carries with it the weight of a nation's story, a coin that looks simple, yet it reflects deep history, politics, economics, and culture. This is the One Piso coin of 2007, a piece that may appear ordinary to the casual observer, but to collectors, enthusiasts, and historians, it is a fascinating window into the evolving identity of the Philippines and the story of how money not only serves as a medium of exchange, but also as a living testimony of national pride and transformation. The One Piso coin of 2007 is not just currency, it is a mirror of the Filipino spirit, and when you look deeper into its background, you begin to uncover the journey of a nation in transition to understand the One Piso coin of 2007. We must first step back into the broader history of Philippine coinage. Since the early Spanish colonial period, coins have been more than mere instruments of trade. They were tools of power, they symbolized authority, and they carried designs that reflected who controlled the archipelago from Spanish reals to American-era pesos, and eventually the independent coinage of the Republic. Every redesign carried meaning. By the time we reach the 21st century, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, also known as BSP, had long been tasked with designing, producing, and regulating coinage to reflect both national heritage and economic functionality. The introduction of the 2007 One Piso coin is tied to these principles. The 2007 One Piso coin belongs to the new BSP series, which began circulation in 1995. This series replaced the earlier Flora and Fauna series and was meant to simplify coin designs while emphasizing national heroes and symbols of independence. By the mid-2000s, the Philippines was pushing forward modern economic reforms, battling inflation, and seeking to reinforce a stronger national identity through its currency. It was in this climate that the One Piso coin of 2007 emerged, continuing a design that had been in place since 1995, but minted with new production years and new circulation needs. On the obverse side of the One Piso coin, we find the bust of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal was not chosen randomly. His presence on the One Piso coin carries profound symbolism. He represents intellectual courage, reformist spirit, and the quest for freedom. His writings, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, sparked the flames of revolution against Spanish colonial rule, placing him on the most widely used coin in the Philippines. Was a decision that aligned the daily act of spending money with a constant reminder of national sacrifice and enlightenment. Beneath his portrait, we find his name, Jose Rizal, etched clearly, and above him the issuing authority, Republica ng Pilipinas, along with the year of minting. In this case, 2007. Flipping to the reverse side, we see the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, a logo that embodies financial stability and economic guardianship. Surrounding the seal is the text, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This design choice highlighted the role of the central bank as the institution responsible for monetary authority. It reinforced the credibility of Philippine coinage in both domestic and international perspectives. The coin was circular in shape with a plain edge. Its metallic composition was made of nickel-plated steel, giving it a silvery appearance. This material was chosen for durability, cost efficiency, and resistance to corrosion, ensuring long circulation life. The One Piso coin of 2007 entered circulation at a time when inflation in the Philippines had made lower denominations like the 5 centimo and 10 centimo coins nearly obsolete. The One Piso became one of the most practical and widely used coins in daily transactions, from jeepney fares to market purchases, from vending machines to banking operations. The One Piso coin was in every hand and pocket across the country. This high circulation made it one of the most recognized symbols of Philippine currency. Collectors often point out that while the 2007 One Piso coin follows the same design as its 1995 to 2017 counterparts, what makes it significant is its place in the broader narrative of Philippine economic history. It stands as one of the later issues before the BSP introduced the new generation currency coin series in 2018, which completely redesigned Philippine coins, removing heroes in favor of native flora and simplifying coin size and weight. The 2007 One Piso thus belongs to the last full decade of the Rizal design, making it a historical bridge between two eras of Philippine coinage. Another key detail lies in mintage figures. While the BSP did not always release exact public data, on yearly mintage numbers, estimates suggest that millions of these coins were produced in 2007 to meet public demand. This widespread circulation makes the coin common, but its importance is not diminished. Common coins often carry the most cultural weight because they pass through the hands of millions every day, carrying with them silent stories of trade, livelihood, and survival. From a numismatic perspective, the One Piso coin of 2007 presents both ordinary and special features. Ordinary, because it was mass-produced for regular circulation. Special, because it represents a turning point in modern coinage. Collectors often note variations in strike quality, luster, and wear, especially when comparing circulated versus uncirculated pieces. Mint state examples can carry a modest premium, while circulated coins remain primarily of sentimental and historical value rather than monetary worth. To fully appreciate the 2007 One Piso coin, we must also consider its socio-economic context. During this time, the Philippines was experiencing growth in certain sectors like business process, outsourcing, remittances from overseas, Filipino workers, and infrastructure development. Yet it also faced challenges in poverty, reduction, inflation, and governance. The first piso coin was a silent witness to these realities. It changed hands in markets, offices, schools, and public transport every day, reflecting the rhythm of Philippine life in 2007. The design of the coin also carried forward an educational purpose. Younger generations handling the One Piso were constantly reminded of Jose Rizal, his role in history, and the values he represented in this way. The coin functioned almost like a miniature history book in metal, form an object that both served the economy and reinforced identity. As we stretch further into the details of this coin, we realize that even though it might seem small, it actually connects us to deep questions about what money means, how nations choose symbols to represent themselves, and how everyday objects carry extraordinary weight. The One Piso coin of 2007 is not rare. It is not gilded in gold or silver. It is not reserved for kings or elites. It is a coin of the people and for the people. Yet that is precisely why it is powerful. Its story is democratic. Its value lies in its ubiquity and its reminder that national pride can be found in the smallest things. When we compare the 2007 issue to earlier years of the same series, we see consistency in design, but subtle differences in mintage quality and circulation, where later years would continue this pattern until the eventual discontinuation of the series. This consistency tells us about the stability and practicality of coin production. At the time, it also reflects the balance between tradition and cost efficiency in monetary policy. In the long journey of Philippine coinage, the first piso coin of 2007 stands as a middle chapter. Not the beginning, not the end, but a crucial part of the flow. A chapter that captures a decade of stability before sweeping changes arrived. It is a coin that may not scream rarity, but whispers endurance. It may not fetch astronomical auction prices, but it tells the honest story of a nation in 2007, one that was striving, building, and evolving, and through its presence in millions of hands, it became a silent companion to the daily struggles and victories of the Filipino people. What if I told you that a single coin in your pocket could carry the entire story of a nation, its leaders, its struggles, and its hopes for the future? Today, we are going to uncover the professional and detailed history of the One Piso coin from the year 2010 A coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but in reality holds the legacy of centuries of Philippine culture, politics, economics, and identity. The One Piso 2010 coin of the Philippines is part of a fascinating chapter in the country's numismatic history, and it deserves a close look because every aspect of its creation, from the design to the material to the symbolism, represents more than just a monetary value. It represents a story of the Filipino people at the start of the second decade of the 21st century. The 2010 One Piso coin belonged to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas (BSP) coinage series, introduced in 1995, which was officially called the new BSP series. This series replaced the previous Flora and Fauna series, and it stayed in circulation for over 2 decades until it was eventually replaced by the New Generation Currency Coin series in 2018. The 2010 issue was therefore situated in the mature period of this coinage program, and it is important to understand why it looked the way it did, why it was minted in large numbers, and what cultural and economic role it played. The obverse or front side of the One Piso 2010 coin features the portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, who symbolizes education, freedom, and reform. Rizal was chosen for the 1 peso denomination in the new BSP series because his legacy remains central to the Filipino identity. He was not a soldier nor a politician, but a writer and reformist whose works like Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo inspired the revolution against Spanish colonial rule. The placement of Rizal on the first piso coin signifies his accessibility to every Filipino, since the first piso is one of the most common and widely used coins in everyday life. In 2010, his image continued to remind millions of people about patriotism and the pursuit of progress through knowledge. The reverse or backside of the One Piso 2010 coin carries the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. With the year of minting prominently displayed, the BSP logo is itself full of symbolism, featuring a stylized eagle, a sun, and a star, which represent strength, independence, and the guiding light of the nation. The 2010 coin, therefore, not only paid tribute to Rizal, but also reaffirmed the authority of the central bank in maintaining monetary stability and trust in the Philippine financial system. The year 2010 is especially interesting because it marked the transition between 2 Philippine presidencies. Gloria Macapagal Arroyo was leaving office and Benigno Aquino III was elected that year. This political backdrop influenced the circulation of coins and banknotes as new governments often push for changes in the symbols of money to reflect their vision. Although the design of the One Piso did not change in 2010, the minting continued strongly as the demand for small denominations remained high. From a technical perspective, the One Piso 2010 coin was struck in nickel-plated steel, giving it a silvery appearance. This composition was chosen by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in the mid-1990s to balance cost, durability, and resistance to counterfeiting. Nickel plating provides corrosion resistance, ensuring the coins can survive. In circulation for many years, the diameter of the coin is 24 millimeters with a weight of around 535 grams, and it has a reeded edge. The choice of dimensions and weight was consistent with international standards and was intended to make the coin both durable and easily recognizable by touch, which is important for everyday transactions. The circulation of the One Piso 2010 coin was massive because in the Philippines, the 1 peso denomination plays a critical role in retail trade public. Transportation and daily exchanges, jeepney fares, market prices, and small purchases all often require 1 peso coins. The BSP therefore ensured that the minting numbers were high enough to meet demand. This is why collectors today often find the 2010 issue to be very common. But that does not make it less interesting. In fact, the wide circulation means that nearly every Filipino who lived in that time period carried or handled this exact coin at some point, making it a true witness of the lives of millions. Historically, the One Piso coin has evolved from Spanish colonial times, when the peso was first introduced, as the peso fuerte under the Spanish-Philippine real system in the 19th century, through American colonization, when the peso was tied to the U.S. dollar, and into independence, when the Philippine peso became the sovereign currency of the nation. By 2010, the One Piso coin represented stability. After years of inflation crises and reforms in the 20th century, the continued use of Rizal's image shows how the country values historical continuity, even as it adapts to the challenges of modernity. Another important detail about the 2010 One Piso coin is how it fit into the broader new BSP coin series. This series included coins from 1 centimo up to 10 piso each denomination, highlighting key Filipino heroes' symbols or values. The One Piso coin with Jose Rizal occupied the central position because it was the most used coin in daily transactions, and Rizal himself represented enlightenment, education, and sacrifice. The decision to keep Rizal on the One Piso coin from 1995 through 2017 reflects the deep cultural attachment to him as a national symbol. Collectors often analyze coins not only by design and mintage, but also by variations and minting errors. In the case of the 2010 One Piso, there are reports of minor errors such as off-centered strikes or slightly misaligned dies. Although these are rare, they can increase the value of individual coins for numismatists. However, for most people, the value of the 2010 coin remained its face value. Since billions were produced, the sheer scale of production shows the importance of coins in the cash economy of the Philippines in the years before the rise of digital payments economically. The role of the One Piso coin in 2010 was connected to the overall inflation rate and purchasing power of the Philippine peso. While 1 peso could not buy as much as it did decades earlier, it still retained importance because many prices were structured to end in whole pesos or even exact peso amounts. The persistence of the One Piso coin in the economy reflected the gradual pace of monetary evolution, as opposed to sudden demonetization or radical reforms that some other countries experienced. The BSP maintained the One Piso because it was practical, essential, and tied to the habits of daily life. Culturally, the One Piso coin was also a symbol of discipline and respect. Children were often taught to save using piso coins. In piggy banks, and families associated the coin with small but meaningful acts of thriftiness. Rizal's presence on the coin reinforced the idea that even small contributions can add up to national progress. His life was about sacrifice and education, and placing him on the smallest but most circulated coin created a symbolic message for every Filipino to embrace. By 2010, discussions were already emerging about the need for a new coin series because of counterfeiting problems, confusion in coin sizes, and the need for modernized designs, but the One Piso coin continued to circulate until 2017, when the new BSP coin series was retired and replaced in 2018 with the new generation currency coin series. In the new series, Rizal was moved to the 5 Piso denomination, and the One Piso received a new design featuring the stylized Philippine flag, symbolizing a shift in how the nation presented itself to its people and the world. The 2010 issue therefore represents one of the last years in which Rizal remained on the One Piso coin before being shifted to a higher denomination. For collectors today, the One Piso 2010 coin may not be rare, but it is historically significant. It represents a bridge between two eras, the long-running new BSP series of the 1990s and 2000s and the modernized series of the late 2010s. It represents continuity and change. It represents tradition and modernization. And above all, it represents the story of how a small, round piece of metal can tell the big story of a nation. Imagine holding a small silver-colored coin in your hand, a coin that to many may appear ordinary and common, yet within its metal surface lies a story of heritage, identity, politics, economy, and the ever-evolving journey of a nation. This is not just a coin. This is the One Piso coin of the Philippines from the year 2012, a piece that carries not only the symbol of its people, but also the enduring mark of change, transition, and national pride. And in this story, we will unlock its history, design, significance, production, and the legacy it continues to leave behind. The One Piso coin of 2012 belongs to a series known as the New Generation Currency Series, which was introduced by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas to modernize the coinage of the Philippines and strengthen its national identity. The 2012 issue stands as a part of a wider currency reform that began in 2011 when the BSP launched a new family of coins and banknotes designed to combat counterfeiting and represent the progress of the nation. This particular coin represents one of the most used denominations in the Philippines and has traveled through countless hands markets, schools, transport systems, and everyday lives, carrying with it the silent voice of a country moving forward. The obverse side of the One Piso 2012 coin features the portrait of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Rizal was a nationalist, a writer, a revolutionary thinker whose works inspired Filipinos to seek freedom from Spanish colonial rule. His portrait symbolizes bravery, intellect, and patriotism. The inclusion of Rizal on the coin is a reminder of his legacy and his place as one of the central figures in Philippine history. Alongside the portrait, the inscription reads Republika ng Pilipinas, and the year of minting 2012 proudly placed as a mark of national identity on the reverse side of the One Piso 2012 coin. The design showcases the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which symbolizes financial stability and authority. The logo emphasizes the role of the central bank in safeguarding the currency economy and monetary policies of the Philippines. This coin does not only circulate as a medium of exchange, but also as a representation of the strength and credibility of the nation's financial system. The metal composition of the coin is nickel-plated steel, giving it a silvery appearance that is resistant to wear and circulation damage. This change in material from older coins was part of the BSP's effort to ensure durability and cost-effectiveness in minting, since coins undergo massive usage in daily life. Compared to banknotes, the choice of nickel-plated steel also represented a modernization approach, aligning the Philippine coinage with international standards of minting. During that era, the 2012 coin was minted at the security plant complex of the BSP located in Quezon City. This complex is where the Philippines produces its own coins, a source of national pride and a step toward self-sufficiency. In currency production, in earlier years, coins were often minted abroad, but with the establishment of local facilities, the nation secured its ability to manage coinage production internally, ensuring consistency, security, and efficiency. The release of the new generation One Piso coin was not without controversy. Many citizens compared it to the 5 peso coin, noting similarities in size and color that often caused confusion in transactions. This sparked debates on coin design practicality and the need for clearer distinctions between denominations. However, despite criticism, the coin continued to circulate widely, and by 2012 had become a staple in the wallets, pockets, and cash registers of Filipinos across the archipelago. The historical importance of the 2012 One Piso coin also lies in its placement in the timeline of Philippine numismatics. The Philippines has undergone several monetary transformations, from the Spanish colonial reales and pesos to the American-era coinage, the Japanese occupation currency, the independence-era coins, and finally the modern series, The One Piso coin serves as a bridge between the older BSP series, known as the BSP coin series introduced in 1995, and the newer enhanced NGC series that followed. In 2018, thus, the 2012 issue stands as a snapshot of a transitional period in Philippine currency. Beyond economics, the coin carries cultural value. It is a reflection of how the Philippines honors its heroes and institutions by engraving them into daily life. Every person handling the coin is reminded of Rizal's enduring presence and the nation's journey toward progress. The physical coin becomes a teaching tool, a living history lesson, and a silent witness to the struggles and triumphs of its people. Collectors often pay special attention to the 2012 One Piso coin because of its role in the early years of the new generation currency series. While it may not be rare in circulation, its significance comes from its placement in modern Philippine coinage history. Numismatists study varieties, errors, and mint marks, searching for unique pieces that may increase in value over time. Even a common coin can become a prized collectible when its story is understood and appreciated. Design of the One Piso 2012 coin was the result of careful planning by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, working with designers, historians, and technical experts. The goal was to create a coin that balanced durability, national symbolism, and practicality. The simplicity of Rizal's portrait combined with the central bank logo reflects a design language that is clean, modern, and functional. While carrying deep meaning, the emphasis was not on luxury or intricate art, but on accessibility and identity. As the 2012 coin circulated, it played a vital role in everyday Philippine life, from jeepney fares to sari-sari store purchases, from school canteen snacks to supermarket transactions. It became an inseparable part of the rhythm of daily living coins. Like the One Piso may seem small and insignificant, but they are the lifeblood of microtransactions, enabling economies to function at the grassroots level. The coin also became a topic of discussion when the BSP announced plans for future redesigns that would later lead to the enhanced NGC coin series launched in 2018, which changed the look, feel, and composition of Philippine coins. Thus, the 2012 One Piso coin stands as one of the last representations of its kind before further modern adjustments were implemented, making it both historically important and numismatically memorable. When we look deeper into its value, we realize that a coin is never just about its face value of 1 piso. It is about trust in a nation's economy. It is about the identity of a people. It is about continuity in history. And above all, it is about the connection between past, present, and future. The One Piso 2012 coin symbolizes all these elements in one small yet powerful piece of metal. So the next time you see or hold a One Piso coin from 2012, take a moment to appreciate the story. It tells it is more than just change. It is a symbol of change. It is the face of a hero, the emblem of a central institution, the product of national industry, and the companion of millions of Filipinos in their daily lives. Its history is living history, and its legacy continues with every exchange, every pocket, every hand that touches it. Have you ever held a simple coin in your hand and wondered how much untold history and culture are locked inside that small piece of metal? The 2014 One Piso coin of the Philippines may appear like just an everyday circulating coin used for buying small goods in markets, paying bus fares, or passing through vending machines. But behind its creation lies a story of national identity, economic transformation, cultural pride, and modern challenges in coinage production. To understand the journey of the 2014 One Piso coin, we must go back to the roots of Philippine coinage, which stretch far before Spanish colonization, when barter was the primary means of trade. Seashells, rice beads, and gold pieces called piloncitos were exchanged until the Spaniards introduced the real coins in the 16th century. From then, the evolution of Philippine money reflected every shift in power, every wave of independence, and every symbol of nationhood. By the 20th century, after the Philippines achieved independence from the United States, the Central Bank of the Philippines, known as Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, took the responsibility of issuing national coins, and these coins were designed not only for practical trade, but also to reflect Filipino heroes' culture and national values. The story of the 2014 One Piso coin begins with the new generation currency coin series, which was launched by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in 2012 as part of its effort to modernize the coinage system. Improve security features, reduce counterfeiting, and align the country's coins with international minting standards. The series included coins from the 5 centimo to the 10 piso, and the 2014 issue of the 1 piso coin became one of the most recognized and heavily used coins in circulation, designed in nickel-plated steel for durability. It was smaller, lighter, and shinier than its predecessors, making it easier to carry and distinct in vending and banking machines. The obverse side of the 2014 One Piso coin features the bust of Jose Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines, a writer, a doctor, a reformist, and a martyr who became the symbol of Philippine independence. His placement on the coin reflects not only his status as a hero, but also his timeless role as the embodiment of education, patriotism, and sacrifice. The reverse side carries the logo of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas encircled with the year of minting, proudly signifying that this coin was part of the continuing heritage of national coinage. The design was simple, clean, and modern. Unlike earlier issues, which carried more elaborate designs, such as flora-fauna or older logos, the year 2014 itself was significant in Philippine coinage because it was a transitional period where the new generation currency coins were gradually being accepted by the public after initial complaints about size confusion and metallic composition. Yet despite criticisms, the coin became an essential part of daily Filipino life. With millions of pieces struck and released into circulation, 1 piso remained the cornerstone unit of small transactions, a symbol of affordability and accessibility across the nation. Whether in city malls or rural markets, the coin passed from hand to hand, silently playing its role in the lifeblood of the economy. Collectors view the 2014 1 piso coin with mixed interest, because while it is a modern circulation coin, it represents a short-lived design phase before further updates and redesigns by the Bangko Sentral. Its nickel-plated steel composition makes it resistant to corrosion, and its modern look gave it a sense of freshness compared to brass-colored earlier issues. For numismatists, the value of this coin lies not in rarity, but in its place. Within the continuous narrative of Philippine monetary evolution, it serves as a reference point between the older Flora and Fauna series coins of the 1980s and the newest coin series that was later introduced in 2018 with even more modern features. Beyond economics, the 2014 1 piso coin also reflects the Philippines' continuing challenge of maintaining public trust in its money coin hoarding machine. Incompatibility and even superstitions about coins often affect circulation, yet through all this, the 1 piso coin remained one of the most recognized everyday coins in the country. Each coin minted in 2014 tells the story of its time, a period of modernization of the Philippine banking system, an era of technological advancement in minting, and a stage in the national journey toward economic stability. If you trace back its use, the coin passed through the hands of millions of Filipinos, each transaction representing livelihoods and stories. It could be found in jeepney fares, in sari-sari stores, in school canteens, and in church offerings. Its simplicity belies its power as a connector of lives, communities, and traditions. And though small in value, it is mighty in cultural presence, for it carries the image of a national hero, the seal of the country's financial guardian, and the date that stamps it forever as part of Philippine history. So when you hold a 2014 1 piso coin, remember that you are holding not just a piece of metal, but a bridge between the past and the present, a record of national pride and a tool of everyday survival, from its roots in early barter trade to its creation in modern minting facilities and to its constant use in daily life. This coin is a storyteller, in your palm. When we take a closer look at the 2014 One Piso coin, we must go deeper into the symbolism behind its design, because every choice on a coin, from the image of the hero to the placement of the text to the type of metal used, is deliberate and reflects both historical and practical purposes. The use of José Rizal on the obverse was not random. It was the result of decades of numismatic tradition and national reverence. Rizal had been featured on Philippine coins for many generations. His portrait first appeared on paper money during the American colonial period, and later on various coin issues, as the Philippine government sought to reinforce his role as the conscience of the nation. By 2014, continuing to feature him on the One Piso coin was both a way of paying tribute and a method of making sure that every Filipino, young or old, rich or poor, would constantly be reminded of his sacrifice, because the One Piso coin is the most frequently handled denomination. The reverse of the coin, which carries the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas logo, also deserves attention, because that logo itself underwent transformation over the years. Established in 1993, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas was designed to be independent and capable of managing monetary stability after the old Central Bank of the Philippines struggled with economic crises. The logo that appears on the 2014 coin has 3 stars and a sun symbolizing the flag of the nation, and beneath it, the eagle representing strength, vision, and the ability to soar above challenges surrounding it are the words Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, which assert the authority of the institution in managing the nation's currency. The choice to feature this on the reverse of every coin beginning with the new generation currency series was intended to mark a modern era in Philippine banking. Now, the choice of nickel-plated steel for the 2014 One Piso coin also deserves a long discussion, because coin metallurgy is not just about appearance, but also cost and practicality. Earlier One Piso coins were minted in copper nickel or brass-plated steel, which were more expensive to produce as global metal prices rose. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, along with many world mints, sought cheaper and more durable alternatives. Nickel-plated steel proved to be resilient against wear and corrosion, while giving the coin a silvery sheen that distinguished it from other denominations. The smaller size and lighter weight also made it more cost-efficient to mint and easier to integrate with modern vending machines, ATMs, and coin counters. But despite the practicality of this new composition, Filipinos initially reacted with confusion and even resistance. Many people complained that the coin was too similar in appearance to the 5 Piso coin of the same series, and this caused problems in daily transactions. Some even claimed that jeepney drivers, store vendors, and commuters would mistake one coin for another, creating disputes and small financial losses. This public dissatisfaction highlights how coins are not just economic tokens, they are cultural habits. Once people grow accustomed to the weight, color, and size of a coin, any change is seen as disruptive. Nevertheless, by 2014, circulation had stabilized, and the new One Piso coin became firmly rooted in everyday transactions. From a numismatic perspective, the 2014 One Piso coin is not rare, but it is an important piece in building a complete set of the new generation currency coin series. Serious collectors recognize that modern coins, while common today, can become sought after in the future, especially if they represent a transitionary period, or if certain mint years become scarcer than others over time as coins are withdrawn from circulation or damaged. Fewer pristine examples remain, and those with high grade or uncirculated condition can fetch higher prices in the numismatic market. In fact, international collectors often seek out Philippine coins because they reflect a blend of Asian identity, Spanish colonial influence, American institutional legacy, and modern economic resilience, all encapsulated in one small piece. The historical context of 2014 in the Philippines also adds depth to this coin. The nation was experiencing steady economic growth following decades of political challenges. It was a time when remittances from overseas Filipino workers played a crucial role in stabilizing the economy, and the government was investing in infrastructure development, every transaction involving a One Piso coin.